is like gold, and I've been training on this for the past year and a half, and I'll tell you why it's so important. On the accountability rating, now we have just a Met standard, or did not Met standards. Plain and simple, it's a do or die now with the state accountability. Did the campus meet standard or not? And when you go to a particular campus to interview, and you log in into TA, you want to say, did this campus meet the standard, yes or no? And I'll log in into one of the so you can see what it looks like. And then the indexes. There's 4 indexes that the state is looking for. The first one of the indexes is student achievement. Are the students passing the STAR or not passing the STAR? And you get a certain point for that. Then you have the student progress. That's index number 2. That's the one the whole state had a hard time with. That is the student progress. It's only measured in 4th and 5th grade. What they do, they look at the students in 4th and 5th grade, and they compare apples to apples. They say, this student last year when he took the test in 3rd grade, did he pass in 4th grade? Yes or no? If he passed, he gets 1 point. If he exceeded the expectations, he gets 2 points. And then they look at the 5th graders. Last year, this student took the test in 4th grade. Now he took it in 5th grade. Did he pass? 1 point. Did he exceed expectations? 2 points. And that's where the whole district as a whole did very poorly. And the thing about index number 2, when you look at those indexes, there's certain things in the program that you have to look at, as a teacher to help it be successful. And then the third one is closing the performance gap. And that one, they're looking at your subgroups. They're looking at your special ed, your bilingual students or limited English proficiency students, and your economically disadvantaged students. So you say, this is so mambo jumbo. What do I have to do with this? Well, because you want a job. You want to learn a little bit about this. So if you're looking at student achievement, index number 2, how do you address student achievement as a teacher? Rigor and relevance, depth and complexity. That as a teacher, you want to come, prepare rigorous lessons. You want to make sure that you understand your learners, and every day you're teaching from bell to bell. Student progress, how do you address student progress? In here we're talking about, do you know your standards? Do you know your readiness standards, your supporting standards, and your process standards as through the framework of TEKS? Very important. And I can't stress enough, if you say something like this in an interview, you will get the job, guys. We're looking absolutely for the best, because to me, that's less work, okay? And then number 3, closing the performance gap. If they ever ask you a question on that, or you look at the data and you say that they got a low score in there, they're looking at differentiated instruction. Very, very important when you talk about differentiated instruction. And the state calls it the performance gap, but there is no such thing as a performance gap. There is none. There is only opportunity gap. Think about that one. All of us have the same capacity to be successful. Whether you are special ed, whether you're bilingual, whether you're African American, white, you name it. We all can learn, right or wrong. You have to believe that as a teacher. So then there is no performance gap, but there is opportunity gap, which means as a teacher, what opportunities are you presenting for your students to be successful? And by opportunities, we're talking, how are you differentiating your instruction? Are you doing collaborative learning? Are you facilitating and scaffolding the lessons for them? Are you making connections for the students? Are you making it relevant for the students? So see how powerful that is? And so when you're able to have this foundational knowledge and you go to interviews, it makes it a lot easier to answer those questions, any questions that they pose at you. And then the third one is the accountability safeguards. This is the federal accountability, and a lot of schools, miss accountability safeguards. And what accountability safeguards, there's 15 indicators. They just want to make sure that 50% of the students in each of the groups are successful, 50%. So and in order for any one group to count, there's got to be 25 students or more. So sometimes you only have 3 Hispanics, well, it's not gonna count. Sometimes you have 24 Hispanics, it won't count. But if you have 25 in that particular group, it will count. And so the federal government says 50% is not bad, 12 out of 25 need to pass, and you're gonna be good. And a lot of the schools didn't do it. And the area where we missed it on was on special ed and level. So very important. This is for those of you that are bilingual teachers or special education teachers, you want to bring that to the table. I noticed that on your accountability safeguards, you did not meet the accountability safeguard in special ed. But I come with a background in bilingual education, and I know how to teach the students to be successful.